Welcome back everyone. In this lesson we're going to look at string methods. Now we did touch on methods when we looked at the list data type in the previous lesson. In this one I'm going to look at strings, and we're going to go through methods applied to all the data types in subsequent lessons as well. But let's just concentrate on strings for now. Now, why do we have these methods? Well, basically they're for common operations, things like changing the case of what a string holds, removing white spaces, searching for particular characters or combination of characters, and allowing us to format what's currently held in a variable. Why is this useful? Because when we receive data into our database or our data pipeline that we're going to be looking at, it's rare that it's going to be in the exact format that you need to use it in. Being able to manipulate that value is really useful for our analysis. I've given you a link on the page to the official Python documentation on strings. You'll see a whole bunch of string methods on there. We're going to look at a few so that you get to grasp how to use them. They're not used to change the original string because remember what we said about strings being immutable. They're used to take the value of a variable, a string value, and manipulate it. So let's get onto the coding screen and we'll see how it works. So here we are on our coding screen, and the first example I'm going to use is just use a simple capitalization. Okay, so we've got our string, which is applied to this variable. It says the red car bumped the back of the blue car. Now, what I'm doing is here I'm applying a string method of capitalize. What does capitalize do? Well, capitalize basically puts a capital letter in the first character of that string. So let's change this to lowercase, so that we see a value change there, and we'll print the output. So if I run that now, you see the output comes out with a capital letter at the beginning. If I print the original variable, okay, you see the original still doesn't have a capital letter at the beginning. So what it's done is basically applied the capitalize function or the method to claim details variable. Put it into my output variable, and that's what we've printed. Let's take another now. Now here what I'm doing is I'm applying lower, okay? And what lower does is basically turn all the characters convert all the characters in that string to a lowercase. So if I run that, you'll see that the capital words in there now have become lowercase. Now there's an alternative to lower using casefold, which is a much stronger method, and that's really useful for when you're using Unicode characters. But generally I found that I've always just got away with using lower 99% of the time. Here's a really useful one, okay? We say count, and we're going to count the number of occurrences of the word the. Okay, it says 2 because it's using this string and it's going through. Now, even though when I highlight this, PyCharm highlights 3 occurrences of the word the reality is that there's only 2 with lowercase, and this does have all lowercase characters. So it will print out a 2 saying there's 2 occurrences of the which match exactly this case of the word the. Now we could go further by saying, right, why don't we convert the variable claim details, which holds a string, into all lowercase, and then look for the word the. So how would we do that? Would we first create a lowercase version of claim details and then do a count of for the word the within that? Well, we could do that. We could actually do it in 2 steps, but there is actually an easier way, and that is by actually combining those string methods into one line. And I'll demonstrate how that's done now. So what we've done here is we've said we're taking claim details, applying lower to it, and then we are doing the count for the word the. And if we run this now, we now get 3 because what we've done is we've done this lower first, and then we've looked for the word the in lowercase. So you see the value of having string methods and the versatility of being able to combine them into one line. Now we've looked at indexes in the past for determining the character at a particular position. What we can also do using string methods is to actually find the occurrence of a word in a string. So if we did something like this, we now know that the word bumped is at position 12. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Remember, we're starting at 0, and bumped starts at character 12. So that's really useful when you're actually doing a find or a search for a particular phrase within the text. Now, if we were to search for a word that doesn't exist in our string, then we'd get a problem, okay? So if I run this, you see there's a substring not found. Now we need to handle this error. So how do we deal with this? Well, we can use something called try, okay? So we do try. And if it doesn't work, it will fall into an exception. When we have a value error. And the value error is basically, I can't find this word. Okay, so say, can't find the word you are looking for. So if I run this now, you'll see that it's gone to this string method, look for the word hello, it can't find it. So instead of throwing an error, it's fallen into this exception area and said, right, let's just print to the user saying, I can't find the word. And that's a clean way of handling it. Now, this is a little bit more advanced than what we've done so far. Comes more into the realm of scripting with Python. But I wanted you to make aware of that you can handle exceptions and problems when they hit using this method. Now go to the link that I gave in the first slide and have a look at some of the other methods and try them out. The more you practice with them, the better you'll become at applying them and combining them. But for now, that's all I wanted to do, just to introduce you to the subject and make you aware that there are methods that you can apply to different data types.